quest for vengeance in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, only one slot in that grand final, but two teams worthy of championship form. Heroic have had incredible recovery over the last year, and NaVi, the team that never gives up, never goes down, always playoff bound. This is bound to be a brawl, Harry. And we're getting right into it. T-side start, Overpass, Heroic's map pick, and they will not wait long.
Now, Heroic always very mobile, always tricky to read, tricky to predict here. It's a pretty slow-burning pistol, but they're working some connector control. Looking to sink their teeth in. NaVi have lent heavy down towards this B side of the map. So much so that they don't want to get caught waiting around. Perfecto is the man to open up this series. First bullet finds the first kill.
And that's ruined everything. That was the bomb. Just the info of dropping the bomb outside a monster. It tells you what Heroic's end goal was. No matter what mid-lurking they can get away with, what pressure they can put on this A site, NaVi know the destination. A minute on the clock. Heroic can change it up, but they are so locked out of position from this package. They've got to go back and get that and the smoke. NaVi still fighting for a bit of monster. Ready to peek on a moment's notice together. MPL and Perfecto with a flash. They find damage, they spot Heroic, but they are just stalling the clock out. 4 strong on the B side right now, and NaVi are ready for this.
Heroic can still change their mind. As mentioned, a very mobile team. They might look to hook up with sjuush here. Over on the short side. jabbi's been spotted on his B lurk, but he's keeping numbers down in this B site right now for Heroic. Got their eyes set on the A play. Simple awaits them. And, he awaits them in good form. First shot. Make it the double. Simple. He might just have landed in Rio. Look at this. Lovely double to open the round, and now it all falls apart. Simple and Electronic will not let Heroic in.
Some picture-perfect USPs to begin. Some fantastic taps from Perfecto and Simple. And of course, it is the Simple show today. We expect that, nothing less. He is the highest-rated player of the tournament. He is the one with the impact. And he will start strong for NaVi. Questions on how warm they were, right? Even Banks was talking to these teams and asking them differing answers, differing results, dependent on the day. But Heroic, they played 12 maps. They had to grind their way through the lower bracket. NaVi have rocked up just in time for this playoff game with only 5 maps played so far. But they don't look cold yet.
They've been flawless here in Rio.
Yet to drop 1.
So a very impressive feat from the NaVi squad, who have come into this in fantastic form. I think such a huge part of that, we really caught wind of it for the first time back in ESL Pro League, was some insane performances from Electronic, right?
Yeah.
He's looked lights out. It's him and Simple topping the charts for NaVi. That famed duo back again and looking as deadly as ever.
Yeah, because even if you look at numbers, you look at stats, which, while never tell the full story, certainly do help NaVi out in this argument. Electronic has that highest impact rating. Simple's usually the star of the show, but even with questions of Electronic being able to keep it up individually while leading this team, well, those questions are starting to get answered. We're starting to see the results, the fruits of NaVi's labor. We'll see if that holds true in a round like this, because they have nothing to work with. 1 rifle in the entire round, and Heroic playing fearless as ever.
But Simple trying to get involved, does a lot of damage, but won't get a return on investment for the kill. It's Tesses and Stown to open up this round for Heroic. And already the alarm bells are sounding for NaVi. This was their bonus round attempt, and they're down to 3 SMGs right now, desperately clutching at straws for the info. MPL looked right at him! But jabbi doesn't move, and MPL can only see movement, apparently.
Didn't believe. A lazy clear. And that's a little awkward. It's only going to dig this grave deeper for NaVi, and they may just sleep in it on this B-bomb site. Heroic creeping into the top right now, and they've already won the round. They're about to find out. And jabbi, I love the pullback as well. He's gone even further just to make sure, even if NaVi play aggressive, they reset up that flash, they go for more. They can't get this AK. So Heroic, check every box, clear every corner, and delay a plant to go searching for these final kills. A punishing call from cadiaN, but I love it.
They're good to remove them. cadiaN, the man who makes this decision and go on the hunt, is the one to remove one of these saved guns. It's only MP9s. Heroic aren't certain in that.
I love how punishing they're being in this round, right? They're coming in tip-top shape here, letting no stone go unturned in round 3. They've got a dominant, easy win on the anti-buy, so they just close it. They make sure everyone dies. They keep 5 AKs. It doesn't matter now, but those are the kind of things that build into a game. And we already talked so much about how that CT economy can be too hot to handle. NaVi will find that out early.
Yeah, you know, even at the MP9s, like, saving them doesn't feel like the biggest win ever. It would have made this buy that much more pretty, right? Instead, now we're looking at it, there's a fair few limitations here. Everyone's a little lackluster in terms of the util. You don't have any kits in play either. That's bad news if Heroic cook up a bomb plant here. So you're really hoping the individuals can provide. We're going to see a couple of gimmicks like this, right? The boost employed, but sjuush is holding for it from the connector. Gets rid of Electronic, and with him out of the round now, Heroic sat a man up. The ball is very much in their court.
Yeah, they even mollied bridge Heroic. I wasn't sure if they were trying to get rid of that boost or another one, but that was very close to cutting NaVi off. jabbi, that B-Lurk is present. He'll get spotted with no success. It's not the commit here for Heroic anyway. He has support from sjuush. The rest of this team moving up on the long side. Bit alone. Nothing but his rifle and his wits. Bit waits in the toilet. Heroic not playing for a flash right now. cadiaN needs to go wide to get one in.
This is a contact push, and Bit. Oh, he gets that contact, but it goes the way of Tesses. Heroic punishing as ever. They build upon this early man advantage, and now Simple is the only one that awaits them in the A-hole. The flash nails him, and he can't wrestle with the A1S. Tesses on his opener arc. Look at him go. 3 in this round, and well, sjuush makes quick work of MPL.
These are such clean rounds for Heroic. These are such dominant rounds. It's what we were saying in that Fury game yesterday. This is a team that won't let your heroes and your stars pop off with a multi-kill. They will have really tight spacing and great trading. Obviously, yet to need to trade in this T side, but leaving no gaps for NaVi to exploit, no room where a player can make a move. Liking what we're seeing very much right now out of Heroic. They came to play today. A series uncertain, with a favorite, sure, but a consistent head-to-head that leaves us under question. Dominance for Heroic back in Katowice. But then NaVi sent it right back their way at ESL Pro League, so you can never be safe in a series like this. Heroic, they love a bit of danger, though. They walk right out monster.
They might be split 1-1 this year, but that all ends now. At the conclusion of this series, cadiaN and jabbi make quick work of the pistols. This one should just get brushed aside with ease. Simple, tapped out. And this leaves it all on Bit. I know where he is, this Deagle. Gonna struggle to get involved. They're even hunting him down. They want to leave nothing in the accounts of NaVi. Heroic here to pillage everything they can. Bit just hoping he's given a fight a chance to do a bit more damage.
They're so tight even in this round now. They're giving nothing away. No chance. No opportunity for Bit, and he's going to get backstabbed. Oh, he checks for the knife, but sjuush is there in time. And Heroic will go 3-2 up, only dropping 1 player in 3 rounds in a row. They have already got a ludicrous T-side economy, and that's very worrying, especially if you look at what's happened to Overpass in this tournament specifically. It's been the most played map 13 times alongside Mirage, and it is 50-50 right now in terms of T2CT rating. That is so rare. This is a map, even in Pro League, for example, was 70-30. We've seen some incredible T-side streaks on this map at Rio. Heroic look to build one of their own. That's the NaVi nade we see, and we will see them do it a lot on T side. Trying to punish a player jiggling, playing the wood, as MPL is now. Plenty more where that came from as well. We'll see if Heroic salvage that utility later. Just doing their defaulting nice and slow.
Yeah, all this util drop back in the spawn. Heroic love doing it.
Yeah, there's just no team that does it quite like them, especially on a map like Overpass, where you're really far away. If you're committing to a bomb site, you are so far from spawn, it's not even a consideration. But they start B, they make noise, they get their nades in, they retrieve a full new set, and they go back for more in middle.
Yeah, we're pretty deep into the round now, and Heroic are going to start trying to find where they want this first point of contact to be after, you know, the nades out through Monster haven't found anything. They are just grouping for the B hit right now, completely conceding all this space over in mid. And this is info that Electronic could get as we kind of approach, you know, the end of the round here. He's starting to push all the way down long. And so in a moment, NaVi are going to have that forewarning that it's the B play. MPL's kind of learned about it the hard way, though, and this info play out of Electronic might never come to matter for NaVi. They now know it's B, but that's not going to help them hold back the tide of Heroic. As they're spilling in, Tesez leads the charge once more. Will get dealt with by Perfecto, and he even does more follow-up damage to Stown. But no love found for NaVi. It's all Heroic there. Minimal casualties across the round. This is a clean start to the T side. NaVi are left on the back foot, having to play catch-up. This is not the position you want to be in.
No, at least gives me a little more faith knowing how skewed the T sides have been. But yeah, this is off of just the eye test right now. A very ready Heroic, a devilish T side. And no signs of slowing down now. NaVi come out with Ds. And Heroic go back to their heavy B default. A lot more aggressive towards short water this time. There's a boost being employed, but it might be too late. They're already up short side. They are ready to walk into this site again. The amount of contact plays Heroic have gone for is very cheeky already, but Simple is here with a statement piece. Quick D got to cadiaN. There is a response, but NaVi sit up by a man, and the guns are grabbed as well as space.
Yeah, Simple. This is a very ballsy move right here. He just runs and guns straight through the short side. Now set up with the AK. Well, better armed. Maybe a little better positioned here as they don't know. Someone's made it all the way up into short. And even though jabbi's still throwing in util to try and make this look like the B play, NaVi have got the info that there's no one else here.
Yeah, he's got to rotate now, and he's got a long route to cover, fraught with potential danger. It may be clear on our side, but jabbi doesn't know that. So sjuush has to go back for con, and they look like they do want to end B.
Tesez can hear this. That's why we just saw the bomb kind of reconsider this, right? He heard the guys rotating up from NaVi.
Still got to get past Simple, though.
Swings the condor, but he thinks it's the A play, and so Simple is caught, knife out, pushing through the connector. Now the penny's going to drop for NaVi. They're scrambling down towards lower. They want to try and do good on this 4-on-3, this man advantage that they had in this low econ round, and Electronic will offer something up. A bit of resistance out of NaVi, but it's got to be more than just the one and done. The bomb gets away from Heroic again, and it's left to Tesez in the clutch, out of ammo, and Bit's going to do it with the deagle. A low buy for NaVi is how they break back in.
Heroic had it too easy. They thought there was no way that site was completely clear, but Simple running that rotation up. NaVi with panicked communication, calling it must be A. There's so much util here. They hadn't seen a player yet, Harry, and still Heroic don't walk into that MTB bomb site. They take heaven fights, and NaVi somehow win them out with the pistols. One more bullet in the gun, different round, different story, but now NaVi have woken up.
Yeah, it's important they can start building, right? Because you touched upon it earlier. This money's been great for Heroic since they got off to such a strong start off the top of this game. Since the rifles have come out, the rounds have been found cleanly. So it's going to be a grind for NaVi. Bit on that spam. Shocking he doesn't get more damage out of it. It looked like that was going to be, you know, a way in for NaVi. Instead, they've tickled these short players, sure. They put a bit of fear in Heroic, but they don't have these advantages they were looking for. Bit and Electronic could try and change this. They're set up double long right now. NaVi employing a pretty heavy A lean as far as this round goes.
They've had to make serious concessions, and how long will that timer in NaVi's head tick before they realize, again, Heroic are utilizing so much T-spawn control to just rotate between these two bomb sites, not even really using connector in this half yet. Heroic go back to Monster. They've already crept out. jabbi looking for this entry, place anti for a moment, and he's going to give his captain a flash to set him up and in. jabbi on the entry right now. Tessa's holding T-Spawn. 4 players of Heroic walking into 3 of NaVi.
jabbi's going to lead the charge. In he goes, very confident display. Full faith in the flashes, full faith in jabbi. And cadiaN keeping this, and the advantage of Heroic is big. Simple slams the hammer down, lets them know that this AWP is in play. Into the 2v2 now. He's waiting for Bit to group and join him. Doesn't want to get caught jumping the gun on this retake. The whole round slows down now, but there's the next point of contact. It's cadiaN lighting up Bit, who Simple spent all this time waiting for. It falls on deaf ears. Simple dropping into the sight, tries his hand at the wall bang. 3 bullets left in the AWP, and cadiaN will stand and deliver for Heroic.
Just locks him out, just faces right back in, has so much faith in his aim, and cadiaN's performances in the playoffs have stepped up massively. We all saw the clutch yesterday. We saw what cadiaN got up to, but this is a guy who was whiffing easy ones in the group stage. It's why Heroic went on that lower bracket run. They had trouble, they lost a big. But cadiaN on a stage in a playoff with all the pressure, unmatched. It's a desperate round for NaVi, where Simple is given an AWP by Bit, but they have nothing else.
Yeah, these rounds are always threatening, because you're up against a Simple that knows he's got to make a play. A Simple that wants to be involved with this AWP, and he's going to get his wish. One from short. He misses that shot. It's jabbi, who was meant to be on the receiving end of it, doing damage to the AWP.
And they know that's a surprise. They shouldn't be seeing an AWP in this round, right? So they're going to make the call to speed up, take space, and sjuush shoots faces on the A site quickly. Simple is here. He did not wait long to rotate after getting spotted, so maybe he's in the right place at just the right time. Tess is almost decapitated, but it's not enough. The AWP is lost in no man's land, and there is no man to stand the test of Heroic on this site. The bomb brought in tow, and MPL, a 1v4 that's too tough to take. And even now, Heroic waits. Tessus is just guarding the AWP right now. That's all he cares about.
He knows it's like the perfect bit of bait, right? Like, you know someone is going to come for this AWP eventually, and it's just a question of when. MPL walks to his demise. And a beautiful round out of Heroic to nullify that hero AWP with ease.
Yeah, that's a rare opening loss for Simple, right? His percentages on taking opening fights in this tournament have actually been fairly low, considering Simple, right? Around 15%. But the success rate is the difference. It's 70 plus. He has been a monster on opening kills. So a whiffed shot onto jabbi to open up the round on the B bomb site. And Heroic just gung-ho into A.
You touched upon this earlier on about how here for IEM Rio, the T and CT win percentage has been neck and neck, right? And that's a variation from the norm, or at least the standard that we've seen across the last few events. Something that's interesting is that NaVi have not played this map yet here. So, you know, they came through flawlessly, not dropping a map, only played 5 of them. And Overpass was not a part of it, so, you know, maybe they're not used to the kind of... Because, you know, the way I'd say that we've maybe had T-sides looking is a little more faith in the individuals, guys trying to make these heroic plays to set up rounds, whether that's jabbi getting stuck in down towards B and having full faith in himself on the lurk.
Wow.
Well, that's players walking up to the short bathrooms and hitting these wild timings. NaVi haven't had to contend with this yet.
Yeah, and Simple, I don't know how he gets away with that kill. He's going to get reboosted back on. NaVi's opening round plan is foiled by a fast comp play, but NaVi get out the better for it in this, again, mishmash buy with no AWP, with a limitation on 2. It's the effect of buying the AWP in the previous round, but it's a risk that is always worth taking with this guy on your team. Can Simple do more? They're moving past him completely, going out long with a bomb that is still uncertain on Stown. Really, NaVi don't have much control back on the A site. It's just electronic. Sure, fast flank available for Con, but Stown needs to be very careful. He's even scared of his T-spawn right now. If they were to climb ladder, that might just be the round. He's going to go back to B, join up with jabbi. Meanwhile, Heroic going on a 2-2. If they entry electronic clean, they'll be annoyed they didn't take that space. But if jabbi hears the rotation of Perfecto, this is all Heroic are wanting in this round.
Oh, electronic gonna win that first fight. The clash of the captains. Been in the herd on the A plate. NaVi still set up with this two-man B hold. Electronic seems cognizant that someone's gotten out, and that jump peak will confirm it. Tess says living on borrowed time here, just trying to sell the A play. He has started to pull rotates away from B. That's exactly what Heroic wanted. They've left this one to the buzzer, but this one swing from MPL will deny the round, and he takes it one step further than that.
I actually like that idea for Heroic, right? It's pretty desperate with only 4 players alive, but it requires that first entry to come through. They have to at least take down Electronic, right? Tess has got so much info. 3 players fighting me, 2 on short. I've got a guy in the bomb site. You need to make your move out monster now, but MPL holds on. And the pressure put on by Perfecto on short was enough to keep NaVi's, Heroic's eyes on the wrong position. Hello.
No, that's us.
So NaVi, they're warming in, they're waking up, and they're looking all the better for it.
Yeah, MPL is going to be someone it's worth keeping an eye on, right? Been in NaVi a little while now. We've seen what can happen when he has these upticks in performances, but stage games have been few and far between for this guy, so he needs the exposure.
Yeah, for MPL, 4th match on a big stage in his career. But even Simple said in cab ride over that he seems to be getting more comfortable. We're seeing it in the server. We saw it at the RMR. 3-0 run for NaVi. Recent results have certainly been there, but none of that matters. Right now, it's just about beating Heroic, beating the big bad. They're going back to B. All 5 players. Heroic keeping a more standard round now. They know MPL likes to do this. They can punish him. Spam behind it as well can slow you down in that nade. He takes some damage, and he resorts to a monster setup. And in come Heroic.
Gonna wait for this smoke to fade, but the moment it does, that veil of security is dropped down in the B side. Now the individuals have got to do it. MPL fell first. sjuush leads the charge. jabbi alongside him and head on a swivel as they do it. I mean, it's the way they're hitting you, man. They're not really telegraphing this. They're running in, knives pulled just to gain the extra few seconds on the push. And every time there's these supportive flashes raining in over the top that they've got full faith in.
Yeah, I love how they're abusing this B side right now. It can be so hard to lock down good crossfires because it depends where the T's are flooding out from, but Heroic's pathing is the key. They are taking so much space off of that first entry kill, and they are just running as deep as they can possibly get, right? That's a player willing to die, not worrying, knowing that his position ensures the round. So if it's sjuush, if it's jabbi, it doesn't matter. They will die for the cause, and the cause is right now. Heroic chasing every single kill. Simple gone as well, and 4 frags for jabbi. Sickening as ever, 14 and 5 on the guy. The stage player that Heroic required.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's just been on an uptick since, since last year. He's consistently posting these strong performances, and it feels like we're not even at the cap of jabbi yet.
No.
On top of that, if you want to look for some other, maybe worrying signs for NaVi here, it's that sjuush, who had a great group stage. It's not uncommon for him to look lights out in the groups, but then when you put him up on the stage, that performance takes a bit of a hit. It drops off a little. He's been fantastic to open up this game.
Again, it's always simple with these desperate buys. M4 in this round. Nice shot for Bit, but it's traded efficiently, and Heroic take the space up on A. Still a lot more split in some of these T rounds, but Tessus notices the danger. He goes back, checks long, and regroups back B. sjuush set up to lurk on the A site. And Simple, never known about in this corner. Also a powerful position, but one that requires patience. And we've seen NaVi a little bit jumpy in some of these rounds. Eager to move.
That's kind of the Heroic effect, though, right? This team is so mobile, they're always keeping you guessing. And you try to get ahead of that, and sometimes you end up playing right into their hands. jabbi, smooth moves.
One way to get past short. What's a smoke really going to do here, though, right? Prepped for a Molotov, perhaps, but you're not going to lock them out of the tunnel. There's the molly, and there's MPL. Heroic know what they're up against.
Simple back here over towards Graffiti that might have to put on a show. Once again, the Heroic have left the back door open, right? sjuush has been up in the bathrooms this whole time, so they can just play on the results of these contacts from both lurkers. With jabbi deep inside of B and him falling at the hands of that M4. That means Heroic are now going to try and pick up steam into the A play, but suddenly there's a roar to life from NaVi, finding a way back into this round right at the 11th hour. Simple on this rotate. And cadiaN 1v4, not destined to pull off this clutch. He'll get locked out by Simple. And so NaVi on the pistols again are able to find a glimmer of salvation in this one.
Yeah, how are these the rounds that NaVi make interesting, right? Just doing right by these opening kills that they keep fielding. The one where Simple gets a 1D gone short, they go out and win it at the end. Now Bit does the same, even though he's traded. Simple finishes off 3 with the A1S. And that's been one of the more brutal parts about NaVi in this tournament, right? When they have 5v4s, when they win the opening fight, their conversion rate is 80%, Harry. That's unbelievable. And of course, it's off the back of them winning all these matches so far, going 5-0, not dropping a map, but even so, numbers speak for themselves, and NaVi are keeping them up in the playoffs.
Oh, the monster push could have been a mow down. It might still be. Perfecto sends them packing. B is closed. Heroic trying to get cheeky with it, and they pay a grim price. Just cadiaN again, another one of these clutches, but a 1v4 that you've got no idea of the positions of NaVi in. They've got the bomb. Everything is against cadiaN in this round, and Simple will make it so. That is a lovely moment for Perfecto.
Yeah, Heroic definitely limit testing there, right? Popping Monster early, but they feel like they've done their procedures, right? They've done enough on this T side with some really slow rounds, with some really late XX, with splits, that they can call a risky one like that and pop through a smoke. But NaVi do not have their eyes closed. So Heroic have to go back to the drawing board and back to the 15th round, their last chance to really make a mark on this T side. It's been a phenomenal half, don't get me wrong. But Heroic still want to make it more. Pistols and Stown armed and hopefully dangerous.
Yeah, Stown's a great form here, but he's actually the guy sat bottom of the board of this half for Heroic. So giving him the AK, trying to build a little bit of confidence for the man. You're telling him you kind of have to be the hero here. Let's see if he's got it in him. Heroic now learn that they've been gifted connector. Scary bit of real estate to give this team. You're never willing to write them off in rounds like this. cadiaN's Tech 9 hits different.
Yeah, the lack of util is a big problem. If they use it early to gain an area like B short, it's essentially wasted, right? They want it for the site hit. They want it for the final boss. And maybe he's here with us right now. Simple on A. Scoped up. Goes back to a safer position as they filter out Con. Bits in the toilets as well. This is a terrifying duo for Heroic to run up against, and even supplemented by Electronic, who is in rotation as we speak. It's not certain for NaVi. They haven't seen much. Bit's about to confirm it as Heroic walk through toilets. They've used that flash just to get through the smoke, and now Bit is on the clock.
Yeah, Simple gonna open up. Bit has to keep his wits about him, but him and Simple combine. It's left it all onto cadiaN. And even though he taps out one with the tech, he knows that a 1v5 here, not meant to be, not going to happen. Ooh, fed another kill, nice sure, but that's not enough of an invitation into that B site to give this round a go. And so NaVi tie up this game. They don't fall down versus the Heroic partial buy, a task that many teams have failed at across this event. NaVi don't give them those little victories to hold on to. This is very competitive out of the gate. I gotta say, 7-7 is still great for Heroic, right? Considering they didn't win the pistol, they found all that success when the rifles came out. It makes this scoreline an impressive one to look at.
Yeah, it was a 6-3 lead to Heroic. NaVi have definitely woken up. They've won a couple of ecos in this half. You know, Simple's firing off. Good signs right now on the recovery. And now number 15 to see how we finish. Heroic, what has worked the best? What has been their favorite move? Simple doesn't care. He brings the fight to you. Pushed all the way on long and further to go. That spam gives it away, and he hits a shot on the escape. Stown put down to 10. Simple even risking it with more wall bangs, but nothing connects. He'll get out of dodge. He'll get back to safety. Allowed by Heroic. This is a more standard round we're seeing for Heroic. jabbi playing very late on the B lurk. still in the tunnel trying to remain inconspicuous. sjuush clearing blue, and the rest of Heroic going for mid control. cadiaN has reset back, and Bid's still in the toilets. He's been winning these smoke battles as well, with Simple by his side. They might even hear this connector rotation. Heroic are going down to B to hit it early.
Yeah, you're dead on. These guys in the bathrooms have defo heard this. You're never certain when it's Heroic, whether or not that's a ruse, though, whether or not that's by design. MPL, unfortunate timing on the flash, and now Heroic look to spill in. MPL goes 1 for 1, but you needed more out of the B-hold. Electronic. Disastrous way to go. I think he got killed as the flash was pulled, so it ended up wrecking everyone, and it just has this domino effect. The round is too far gone here. Heroic looking to win out the first half on the T side of Overpass. It's no easy feat. They even assemble the boost to really drive this one home. It's a lights out start from the Danes. Heroic aren't messing around, that much is obvious. They build quickly into their T side and they put up a great first half, one that they can be proud of here. NaVi yet to drop a map across IEM Rio. The pressure on became more T-sided from the numbers. And NaVi haven't graced us with it yet.
NaVi were favorites on the odds coming in. Now it's closing up. Heroic is showing a great face, but this is a BO3 for a reason. With Ancient coming through, no trickery from Heroic with Anubis this time, and they're all the better for it. NaVi know what that's like. Gonna group back down towards B. It's a similar pistol to that of Heroic's, but it might be a little bit quicker here for the T side. Setting up the util with over a minute on the clock. Heroic 4 strong. Assured with their flashbangs, ready to pop monster.
Util raining in over the top. jabbi, first point of contact, but it's sjuush to take all the glory. There are a lot of bodies that NaVi have got to burn through here. Perfecto with the first.
It's all sjuush.
It's all looking too far gone. sjuush does what he can. MPL brings it down at the clutch. A 1v2 ahead of him, but they swing from the side of Heroic. They fight him every step of the way. Just relentless aggression from the Danes.
It's a swarm, man. It's symbiotic. That's Heroic. They just move together. They don't even need to talk. They don't even need to tell you why. It's like insects all over the picnic. Heroic with a pistol on top of an 8-round T side. NaVi are certainly in hot water. It's beginning to boil.
Yeah, look at it coming with the buy as soon as they can. They've got nothing to work with in this round outside of Simple on a Deeg armor. The stage set for Heroic to reach double digits, providing Simple doesn't have one of those rounds, and you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I've heard of him. I've heard of them. And he's been going for it all game, right? He's bought in every eco. He's been getting drop dorks and pistol rounds. Electronic glocks down cadiaN, who gets a little bit stuck on the sideline there. This is how they start. This is how they unravel. Yeah. And this is how NaVi have won both those ecos in the CT side. Seemingly impossible, but a 5v4 untraded and a gun gifted. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
No,
but I counted them out before.
That was an important equalizer to find, right? Just something to kind of alleviate some of this pressure that had built up. Simple now moving into position, looks to be this next point of contact with the Deagle. He's got a bit of space in the bathrooms. Tessez gives it up, looks to play inside of the site, and a crossfire with Stown.
It's insane how Heroic are at this point in the game, and Stown is 2-9 right now. Not even had to talk about him, and this is a team that, you know, doesn't really have a quiet player. Everyone seems to perform. The kill count top to bottom is usually very tight for Heroic. So yeah, silent Stown, not great, but this is a round to redeem yourself. jabbi has made a high-risk play, but it is the perfect move on this flank.
Yeah, he's going to arrive here very, very quickly.
He's going to kill the bomb.
Simple with the Deagle, looks to move in. Damage done, but not the killing blow. MPL will find it, and he's ready for the wraparound. Simple's Deagle finally dealt with. They cut the arm off of NaVi, and no more punches thrown as Heroic. They get through the one big danger that was present in that round from the NaVi squad.
I mean, at this level, right, no round is guaranteed, no round is safe, no round you can let your eye off the ball, but especially not when Simple's coming in with a couple of choice words and deep shots connecting. Not enough to win a Glock round, though. Heroic now have to do it against the rifles. Let's see what this default looks like for NaVi, right? Because for Heroic, they were very B-centric. They're going for a lot of pop plays out monster, letting jabbi work, rarely even taking aggressive space in bathrooms. Took very late in the half before they would start to do that. They've got a lurker selling B right now, but the rest are in mid.
Even just look at how the round opened for Heroic. There's no one on A. There's been no one on A since the start of this round, and they only just look to make up for this now. They play numbers down towards B, and then they come up with a full-on gamble, leaving just one man on that lower side of the map.
But they know their timings, right? They run the whole way. Typically, you wouldn't do that, but you realize NaVi aren't actually that aggressive. They haven't gotten that far, so they can make the first steps, and NaVi won't even know that Heroic have just dragged 4 players onto a top side. And now NaVi, they're smiling. They're thinking they're cheeky. They've got all this space, and they've given away nothing. But they don't know what they're walking into. cadiaN does reset, but 3 strong and the boost on the fence. A powerful position. They're trying to get Stown back in the game. There's not a flash to deal with this.
No. Still, this bottom player on the boost needs to hold the fort. With nades out! That That's the invitation. That's the red carpet stained in the blood of Heroic. sjuush, the last line of defense is overran. And so they might have had 3 in the right place, but unfortunate timing on the nade pull. And that one arriving just a second too late, even though it finds Electronic, the homing nade from Heroic. It's not enough to win them the round. It's not enough to deny that bomb plant.
They're sort of trying to calculate whether they can even go for this one. They've realized they've got no kit. There is one down on the fence, but it's still a 2v3 with odds against you, and still with a man on bomb, on default. Bit has a fantastic position, and he makes it work. That should force the save. cadiaN can hide out, hang around, but this is a NaVi 8th. He's going to go for damage right at the end. He will keep them here, but NaVi aren't buying it, and Bit bites back. 8 rounds on the T side now. A big mistake from Tesses, a timing that doesn't favor him, pulling a smoke for long, and Electronic absolutely tears through them.
Yeah, that one hurts for Heroic, man. They played it well in terms of, you know, having a great situational awareness on where NaVi were at all points in the round, right up until it really mattered on that smoke pull. That was kind of the only way in that was going to come cleanly for NaVi.
Yeah, that hurts for sjuush as well, because you're putting him in a position where he's
trying to bring him back into the game a bit, trying to get his head in it.
And then his teammate kind of sells him. It's awkward, and it might be the start of something for NaVi on this T half. First found early, as was the case for Heroic. Finances in the bin. Heroic need a move.
Yeah, you know, this is, as usual, the time to employ some gimmicks, something a little wild, and they will deliver on that front with a quad mid push. They're going to try and bring the fight to NaVi here. Bit is suspicious about what waits in mid, but the spam coming through this smoke is intentional, right? It's trying to give the illusion that, yeah, we're peeking middle, but we're not pushing it. Bit's not falling for that bait, however, but he will fall at the hands of jabbi. Simple in the playground, they don't know about him. Going to execute that first man. Never saw sjuush, but he still has the gall to deal with him. MPL's caught jumping around, but cadiaN's left on an island here on a timer, and Electronic seeks to make it expire. Now just one man, and it's sjuush, who has been having a rough go at it. 3 and 10. Tried to bring him into the fold with the boost in that last round. It led to the A site tumbling. NaVi, they can go slow here. They've got all the time in the world. The 3v1 ahead of them, and Electronic has just confirmed that B is empty. And so this is NaVi closing the gap, denying this early push from Heroic, the ground, the upset that it was looking for. The bomb could get caught, moving up through short. This is a little wild on the timing, and sjuush,
unlucky.
He sees that's the bomb, he wants to go chasing it, but gotta have eyes in the back of your head when you're up against Simple. He just waits and is rewarded for his patience.
Lovely round coming from NaVi, dealing with that aggressive mid-play. They had some spidey senses there. They realized something was up, and Simple dealt with it very well in the playground. High pressure scenario, but Heroic now full broke, and NaVi given an open doorway to level the playing field at 10 to 10 and show they've got the moves on the T side as well. MPL looking to farm up money in this round with a Mac 10. Heroic with a couple of bits and bobs, but not enough. They can full B stack, and NaVi will meet them there.
Oh, MPL so blind. Everyone's blind. These flashes detonate, and they leave you in a bit of a weird way. It's just the USPs, though, so NaVi don't feel deterred. They're just going to brute force this round into coming up in their favor. Couple of casualties along the way, more than you would have liked considering what you were up against there. NaVi, they're content with the equalizer. They're content with an even game now laid out ahead of them. And they know the longer they can stay in this power position, right? Every round they're winning right now is hitting like a 2-for-1 as Heroic forced into these saves. That's going to start happening if this keeps up. And just to show you the extent of which Heroic are trying to bring sjuush back into the fold, they've given him the AWP here. cadiaN dropping that along.
Actually, sjuush bought it. He had no armor, right? cadiaN couldn't afford it, and you're not going to play rifle without armor. So if they wanted an AWP, the only way was to have it in sjuush's hands here. And so fine, that's okay. He's a second AWPer for the team anyway. This is no problem. Bit of spam, but nothing significant. cadiaN and connector under the hammer. He's going to find one. Tesses is able to trade, but still, NaVi are laughing right now. They very effectively deal with that setup, and sjuush is kind of screwed. He's going to miss his shot as well. They are running up on the site. Electronic knows he's here as well. sjuush is boxed in a cage of his own making at the moment, and he knows it. Needs someone to bail him out. Needs to hit a shot. That will help. jabbi, clears out the site, and a jump. Finds a leg to bit. It could be worse for sjuush. He knows his safety is assured. Coming back into A as NaVi dropped back down below.
Oh, Perfecto.
That's quick.
Trying to make a play, trying to force something to happen here for NaVi. sjuush's been caught as well. And so this 2-on-3 starts to get away from Heroic. Just jabbi left, and he was tagged up in this earlier skirmish versus Electronic. That bomb's been retrieved. Heroic are probably too locked out of this one with the HP on jabbi. Not looking favorable, not looking good. It feels like NaVi have done enough here.
And this is a horrible time for sjuush to go silent, right? Because in that round, he has 3 chances, and he can win the round with any of them, right? He fights Bit, he misses his shot, he goes back for more, he legs him, and then later, the kill that would have killed Bit going down con to get that bomb, sjuush, he's still walking wide into the angle, and he's caught by a lightning-fast headshot from Bit, the highest headshot player rated in this tournament already. And he does it again. If sjuush hits that kill, Perfecto's out on the island without a way to get back. He has no bomb. And Heroic have a 2v1. But a miss. And here's where it leaves us. 11-10, NaVi in the lead, looking to mount a massive T-side as Heroic already did.
And they're still reaping the reward here of that CT money, never getting off the ground, never getting going. That AWP is the prominent piece to this one. cadiaN getting some armor in behind it. Often he gets pretty exciting when he knows he has to make a play. He's taking the AWP down towards B. But NaVi have only got one man here, Perfecto, waiting outside of the barrels. Everyone else is spread out, looking to take contact over in middle. It's cadiaN, this is what we say, right? Feeling that pressure, feeling the urge to make a play with the AWP, is keen to take space. He's got bodyguards around him on these pistols. They just re-smoked Monster as well. And that's going to trick NaVi into thinking that they don't have a lot of control here. That's why we see Perfecto up and leaving the barrels. And right as he's done that, Tesses has taken the info back. This is actually huge for Heroic. They're building a crystal clear image of where NaVi are in this round. And Tesses is full sending the flank. This is going to catch someone. It's just a question of who.
Oh, are you sure about that? Perfecto keeps having curiosity. He turns around, and even getting that info is enough. He can divert, he can dodge. The question for NaVi is, what do they do? Realizing that A is probably fraught with danger, stacked with Heroic. They might have to slink back and clear out this flank. At least check out what that B site has on offer. 30 seconds. They do not have forever to make this play, but Heroic or NaVi duck back down into the lower site.
Oh, sjuush has got the info. sjuush has a smoke as well. He's just smoked off short. This is worst case scenario for NaVi.
And they're coming.
They've been figured out every step of the way. Now you're just hoping and praying that the openers can go their way. And Electronic with one. Cracks open the site. Bomb in behind him. But cadiaN drops it away from NaVi. And sjuush still waits on the short side, robbing them of the plot and stealing the round away. NaVi heading their hands at the end of this one. At every turn, Heroic were gathering info, were learning what NaVi's intentions were. And it comes together beautifully in a round that they had no business winning.
The spirit of sjuush still lives on in this team, huh? I mean, jokes aside, that's not even NaVi making massive mistakes, right? They do the right thing by having to go back, but Heroic was set up for that exact play. The nade and the smoke are everything for sjuush. It forces NaVi to reset Monster, wasting more time. The second Simple goes for that part, he checks the smoke, and it fades as soon as he pulls the bomb out. cadiaN could not have been better positioned with the AWP, and sjuush makes the magic happen. He makes the move through the smoke with that P250. That is a beautiful round for Heroic. We have had so many eco wins in this game.
And these are the rounds that get under Blade's skin, right? These are the ones where he knows that NaVi should have won that. He knows they shouldn't have fallen prey to Heroic's trickery. But you got to give credit the other way, man. I do love it, right? Because we were saying coming into that round, cadiaN's going to feel that pressure to be involved, feel like he has to make a play. And one of the hardest things, you know, when you've got that hero orb, how do you make sure you're in the right place? Well, he uses his pistols to go out and seek all the info, influences where and how he plays with that AWP. And then, you know, the perfect recipe for a B-hold with that nade smoke combo on sjuush. That was a very cool way for Heroic to find success.
And they're still active. NaVi go back to a more up-tempo B play, but Heroic have flanks available. Their players pushing long. Sure, NaVi are going to get the bomb site, and it's going to be left to another retake round, but Heroic know what's up. They opt not to take the flank. Not yet. Short instead as they rotate down con. There's been some great grenades in this round for Heroic, so the chip damage is well applied. The pressure is on. NaVi take as much space as they physically can, noticing the opportunity, but Heroic will give this round everything they've got.
Stan's aware that someone could have taken this space, but it's, you know, how long do you believe it? How long do you hold for it? Electronic, the longer he waits, the more valuable this position becomes. If his teammates can hold the site down, he can pick and choose his battles here. He's just being annoying. Simple's run down in the site, and then that leads to Electronic's downfall. NPL having to do it alone! Oh. And what a round from the rookie! What a time for NPL to find his voice. NaVi desperately needed a hero play. And NPL is the one to offer it up.
Yeah, new to the stage, but not new to success as this kid. Sick 3K, the NaVi needed him the most. They put him up perfectly. They set him up for that round. Every player aggressive in their post-spawn positions, and Heroic with no time to do anything. They just try and trade, but it's already too late. And that's going to pump you up for your 4th game on the stage, up against one of the world's best, a team that's already been here, that's lifted those trophies. NaVi are trying to return to that form, right? Return to that Grand Slam form, that 2020, 2021 era, Stockholm, and the events have followed. NaVi have not lifted trophies in time. But right now in Rio, seems like there's no time better than the present. And taking Heroic's map pick after that dominant first half as well, that would be one way to set yourself up there. Moving into Ancient, a map so scary, Heroic opted to ban it in risk of playing Anubis at Pro League. We remember how that left them. Another head-to-head that NaVi won. And they look for 2 in a row. It's a nice monster setup, but they just don't have the guns.
Oh, cadiaN, every missed shot with the orb could cost you. He nearly gets pressured there, but that's just been selling a bit of a fake.
Very blind.
B-play looking to come in now. Perfecto knows that's a freebie. He'll chain it together, making magic happen. Opening this round up and maybe closing it with those kills as well. Heroic on the double AWP. Yeah. Don't want to risk retaking this. They're left too far removed to even justify giving this round a look in. And NaVi know. NaVi know what's on the line here. They want to try and be as punishing as Heroic were in that first half.
They don't relent, do they? And that is a devastating round for Heroic, who had all the pieces in the right place. But, man, Perfecto, I feel like he's a player that never, ever gets a kill and pulls nades. You know, he never panics. He's always ready for more. 2 kills at Monster, immediately resets his crosshair for the 3rd. And NaVi enter B. An attempt to end Heroic here at the end of Overpass. 13-11 now. It's looking written in the stars. Heroic have not been able to get a handle on the CT side. They win that pistol, they convert it, they take a single eco win. A bit of a slam dash round, but otherwise NaVi have looked consistently solid.
And yeah, we talk about how these teams are incredibly consistent squads, but I think that really applies when you look at NaVi. They're here on an 8 streak of making playoffs at IEM events.
Yeah, that's insane to imagine. The last time that NaVi didn't make the playoffs of IEM was Chicago, 2018.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
They're also the team, you know, who, as we know, organizationally have been at every major. The consistency is really there for this NaVi squad. And, you know, even though we kind of hit like a weird dark patch, by their merit, by their standards, that just means you're making playoffs and not winning them. And as we remember, all the way back at Stockholm, when it looked like the NaVi era was going to begin, the prerequisite were there was that they didn't drop a map. And so that's the vibe they've set for themselves here in Rio. They're looking to keep that coming in down the pipeline. Heroic have started this round off well. Good combo onto short to find an opener, but NaVi immediately respond by moving in to what felt like an empty B site. That wasn't the case, and they learn about it the hard way. This is a tricky round here. You don't have short, you don't have control at CT. They can be all around you, and Heroic are. NaVi is surrounded. The smokes are providing safety for now, but everything's on a timer. MPL's gonna cook up another clutch, and this one's asking too much.
I love that for Heroic. jabbi never even jumps the gun there. He waits for everyone to get in position. He could have peeked off the plant. He could have went for a 1v1, but instead Heroic swarmed together again and win another low econ round. Are these the only rounds CT Size can win right now, where NaVi get lazy, where they don't clear the pit? Electronic just gets there, but he pulls a nade, and that puts NaVi in a 2-on-4 after the trade. It's not enough. They can't hold on, and Heroic stay above water for now. 1 round difference, and not enough money for either team to be comfortable, especially not for NaVi. If you lose this rifle round now, at this point of the game, after the graft that NaVi have put in, they are in trouble. Suddenly, Heroic are favorites. cadiaN's got his all backs down, returns to the AK. A more standard weapon for the guy, and sjuush does not care. He wants to end in style. The deep smoke to set him up, but still they're ready for it. Perfecto performs on 2 health, and NaVi bludgeon their way into B.
Yeah, you try, you know, setting the pace of the round on the CT side. You try taking a hammer to NaVi, but it bounces back.
I admire the idea for Heroic, right? That's the Copenhagen Flames utility setup from Spawn, right? Molly from T-Spawn into Deep Monster. They immediately re-smoke it. And then sjuush goes for a Hail Mary play. But 98 damage is not enough to stem the bleeding. And NaVi, they needed that round. It will get offered up. It's at least a good save, right? Keeping 3 alive in a round like this for Heroic means the consequences are not as dire for them as it would be for NaVi on the flip. They can still rebuy, they can fight for 14, but it needs to be a 4-round streak for Heroic, or overtime, or Ancient against them.
I mean, if you're NaVi, you're licking your lips at the prospect of this flawless run through. The greatest challenge was going to be this overpass pick from Heroic, and right now they're showing they're up for the task.
Final timeout for Heroic as well.
Yeah, you know, on the flip side, you say save's good for them. It is. It keeps a little bit of staying power out for this CT side, just lowers the amount of money they're having to throw in, but it's in moments like this, right? Exists normally someone who is prepared to let cadiaN do a lot of the talking in these timeouts, but he's trying to chime in. He recognizes that this game is slipping through their fingers. And it didn't feel too important in the moment, but now I think you've got to draw attention to it. sjuush, who's been such a big voice within the Heroic squad, such a big-time player. He is 7-16. He's bottom of the board by a long way.
And that's when we have that activation for sjuush, who's had a middling performance here in this tournament. 2nd lowest rated player for the team. jabbi doing what he does best and destroying. And cadiaN's coming up with, you know, some nice orb shots as well. But it's the one player. It's all it takes. A quiet face for Heroic. And this is the result. 14-12. A crucial round for Heroic as NaVi took a clean sweep in the prior. Do or die. Win this or go next.
I mean, you know, what awaits you? It's that NaVi pick of Ancient One that they've had great form on. Heroic know their real chance to keep their heads above water is to try and stake their claim on Overpass. That's left hanging in the balance on the result of this round right here.
It is so reassuring to see NaVi pull this recovery right now when they were down so hard in this map. They were down off of their CT side. They lost the pistol round as well in the conversion. But NaVi have stayed solid, stayed strong. And this is the harder round of 2 to find, in theory. 35 seconds. This is very late on the clock for NaVi. They're going to have to end B. They're getting smoked off in mid right now. Bit can try and fake, but it's not much of a sell. He's got 2 players up on this side. cadiaN out of position for now. When will he realize? Good flash play, and that will free up Heroic to drop down to B.
Yeah, now they know they've uncovered the true nature of this round. A team flash comes out on short, just slowing the roll that much more in NaVi. Not the time for it, but Perfecto and Electronic get the openers to force this play down the pipeline.
Oh, that's
Nades
close.
rain in, but just holding on is Simple, and that's enough here.
That nade would have won the round. That would have been it. Simple was too low, but now he's too high. He's climbed up top. He's trying to end it with style, with some finesse. NaVi chasing them down, finding where they live. And cadiaN, a clutch too far, too much to bear. One that NaVi know is never coming. They've even set up on long. The future is now, old man, says NPL. He's coming for you.
Might never get here in time, but look at all of NaVi. They're all giving chase. They know that stripping cadiaN in the AWP. Right now, he's the man who's going to have to drop guns over. And he will get out with the AWP. But Heroic, they need everything they can get. This felt like it had all the makings of a Heroic round. They had the B hold in position. They had a last-second exec from NaVi coming their way. Even a team flash over on short that really slowed everything down and made it a little awkward there for NaVi. And then, you know, you were telling yourself that if it came to it, the worst case scenario, you had those nades to deny the plant. That's really impactful with these late execs that NaVi like to run.
Yeah.
But not even that could save Heroic. And so the captain, will it be a case of him going down with the ship, or can he course correct? cadiaN in mid is bailed out by Tesses. Never knew about bit crossing. Heroic with the man advantage. They need to convert this. You can't let these rounds get away from you. With Electronic flubbing that late equalizer, it's going to fall to someone else. Simple tries to come through. And that's a decision he'll end up regretting.
He got legged there by cadiaN's AWP. It's Tesses who finds the shot, sure, but again, that turn for cadiaN. Very close. NaVi are desperate right now. Perfecto's going to try and make a play out B before his teammates are spotted on the long side. Looks for this entry kill. The only way they win, surely, is if he finds this. It has drawn Heroic back for a second, but cadiaN keeps his eyes on the prize. Missed! As Electronic runs him down, and now they have the sight. But if you plant default, there is a man on the flank ready to end your round. Tesses, not there in time, and NPL gets it on a safe side. There is still a way in for NaVi. Perfecto is out of the picture for now.
Out of the picture for now, sure, but he can still play through the B side. The bomb is planted for CT, and that's what NaVi want to try and take away here. This is a 3-on-5 attempt to close the game. sjuush waits, knowing that a peek could come through at any moment. They don't know where the bomb's planted for yet. They don't have that info. Electronic pulling down, good for the one and done. NPL just trying to buy time. Perfecto is now moving up and will get to play in to this post plant. He's going to arrive here with just enough time left. jabbi's on the bomb, and Perfecto spamming away, just falls short. Heroic grab that round from under NaVi's nose, and they deny the 3v5 closer.
Oh, that's terrifying. They knew it was coming as well. sjuush with the check, looks nowhere else but back at B. That was the last place he was spotted. For the first place Heroic expect, however, jabbi right-clicking a flash in the sight completely puts Perfecto off it. And on the board, Heroic one more time to hang on to the end of this map. It is not pretty, it is not clean, but it goes on. And now look, that inspires them. That puts a spark in. Aggressive pistol play. jabbi takes Perfecto through the smoke again. And a 5-on-4 for Heroic. That's how the last one started.
NaVi are telling themselves, you know, that round was close. That round was a matter of pixels on a smoke spam away from being theirs, and then this game would be over. But it's in that ambition, it's in that rush to the finish line that Heroic often end up surprising you. The boost up in the mid-round is a beautiful call that gives down a freebie. Heroic have all in reinforced the B hold. A Simple and Electronica duo that have staked their claim on Counter-Strike. This is not a round that they're meant to win, and now it's just Simple left with the AWP. He's gonna look for a way out. Gonna look for another choice, another way to play this. And he's recognized the room that he's been given. Right now, the only thing between him and the A site is this AWP in cadiaN's hands.
The rogue in-game leader on the top site, the heads-ahead we would have wanted. As cadiaN tries to hold strong, he looks the wrong way, getting tucked in an unorthodox angle. Will Simple clear this surely? Walking up right now, silent but deadly, 20 seconds. Goes for the shot, but it's cadiaN who holds solid and puts 14 on the board for Heroic. They are still fighting tooth and nail for every semblance of a round. And we go full 30. These desperate B hits for NaVi, leaving them lacking in funds as well. I wonder how Heroic is still in this game.
I mean, there's absolutely no doubting the resilience of this Heroic squad. You would be a fool to do so.
They are so suffocating. It seemed like that round, they didn't care. They just threw themselves at NaVi, jumping out the connector, double fighting short, reboosting, going for everything they could, every punch, every swing, and every hit for Heroic. And now NaVi, a pretty savage buy to bring in to round 30, but they have to make do.
Simple is a good spawn with the AWP. He's taken it down towards connector, hoping he was going to get given a fight here, but Heroic instead set their eyes on middle. MPL, this is a very confident display as he moves up through Con. That's not much util for him to have taken all this space. This setup in mid for Heroic is where everything lies, where the round is won or lost, and they take those opening fights. They leave NaVi on the back foot immediately, knocking the AWP out, knocking Simple out of the round. The only tiny ray of hope here is this timing that Electronic has found all the way up through long, that Heroic don't know about. But the impact he can find is limited here because of the position of Heroic. He's going to go seeking his fortune, seeing what he can get away with. Deals with Tesses, but cadiaN still here, still locking down the short side. Getting past this AWP is easier said than done. He's looking for a fight. He wants to be involved, but the flash wrecks him. And NaVi are battling back in. Another 3v5 that they've equalized up.
That was a lineup for cadiaN. He didn't even fire his shot. If he got it, that's a collapse. That's the game into overtime. Instead, NaVi have been given a red carpet. They will walk it back down to B. sjuush in a power position right now. He's got to watch out on the flank. Perfecto's walked through, and he finds him looking nowhere. 20 seconds. NaVi can't be fearful. They must take the site.
Pulls the steal play out of Perfecto. He walked through B. He now knows that it's clear with the short setup like that. You know you've got safe passage. Plant it, but it's open! And Perfecto's running out of time! He needs to plant it now. He's missed the timing on it! What a way to go into OT! No resistance! And Heroic can't believe what they've just been gifted there.
It's that wide plant on Overpass B side, that left corner. You can't stick it. You're not allowed. You got to go a little bit into the danger zone. And it's too little. It's too late for Perfecto. What a horrific way to fall. As they try and plant safe for short, they just cleared it. My, oh my. Heroic were never going to peak that tap. And NaVi, they've got to work for this now.
That is, you know, such a rough way to go into overtime, to have even had time in the 1v1 to still attempt it. But one misstep, one step too many, costs you everything.
Oh, Artillery strike into short as well. Heroic's util has been solid on CT. Nice flash, and that's as Electronic was creeping out, desperately hoping for an opportunity. NaVi, the wheels are off now. The chassis rumbling, rolling down the hill, about to turn.
You can feel how the game has changed. I think frustration is setting in for NaVi. They have had two fantastic chances to take this one over the line, and they've been foiled by Heroic every step of the way. And as we head into overtime, Heroic's confidence is bringing. They've been playing with their backs against the wall throughout the majority of that second half. They were one step away from failure the whole damn time, and they played with confidence throughout. They're battling their way into a 3-on-3 here. NaVi grouping for the B hit. I think if anything, they want to try and be a bit more decisive here. Moving on through, MPL is fed to the wolves. Time is going to be a problem now for NaVi, and with Simple dead, that's the bomb dropped. Heroic, they've got this round in the bag, and they know it already. Even hunting Perfecto down, it's the way that these rounds have gone that hurts the most. You've not even been able to battle back. You've had opportunities, you've had chances, they're getting stripped away, and now you're running out of time. Now even the clock is betraying you. NaVi moved past those problems a while ago. They're normally a team that feel comfortable in those final 13, 15 seconds of a round. But not in this game, not when it really matters.
Oh, a couple of them have slipped through, haven't they? And Heroic is so hard to put away. Their confidence down. Bottom of the server still sends it into middle for more. He will get punished. Simple with a crucial trade, and cadiaN realizes they could be close. They are. He repositions as well. Holding for an easy shot. He won't take it early. He waits for the guarantee. The kill confirmed. cadiaN can't find it. The pressure is not on Heroic right now. It is once again on NaVi. A reset, a rotate back to A, and a re-aggress for TeSeS. We talk about this kill distribution for Heroic right now, top to bottom. It is 6 apart from Stown. It is so close, but they are doing right by him. The typical star silent. But everyone else right now in this round, same can be said for NaVi with bit bottom of the board. There's only 3 difference on them 2.
Simple wants to try and be involved, have a say in how this pans out. He was involved in that skirmish over in mid. He was the guy who traded Bit's death early. And he was really hoping that Heroic are going to give him a jiggle, give him a jump over the dice box, and that would be the invitation to the A play. When that doesn't happen, it becomes that much harder for Simple to get involved here. That responsibility's got to go to someone else, and MPL tries his hand at it, ends up on the receiving end of that AWP. TeSeS tucked in and winning that first fight. Can't quite hold on for any more. Can this be a way in for NaVi? Simple holding the smoke fade is locked out, and Perfecto nades rain in, shots to follow, and Heroic emerge from the chaos unscathed onto another round, running away with this in overtime. 2 in a row looking for the flawless CT side.
You just can't put them to bed, man. They never give up, they never go down, and this is why we've seen this resurgence, this resilience of Heroic, right? They had jabbi in last year. It looked pretty shaky at the start. Cologne was not a pretty tournament for this team, but they went on to bigger things, to 3 grand finals in a row, taking a trophy and one, even here in Rio. Stepping up big. Never having to face NaVi. Furia did that for them, and Heroic thanked them and sent them packing. Right now, it's NaVi who wanted that revenge arc, wanted to do right by Rio in taking down Heroic here today. And they had this one in the palm of their hand, in the bag, ready to check out. But Heroic have nabbed it from their hands and look for a flawless CT side in overtime.
Yeah, this is where, you know, the frustration really starts to take hold, really starts to set in. Perfecto, normally a man you can rely on in those clutch moments, hasn't been able to find his footing in that ground in this game. NaVi, they need one at least. They need to slow Heroic's roll, because now embarking on a 5-round streak through regulation into OT. Heroic looking to make it 6, looking to go flawless. You just need to force a bit of respect out of them here, because a Heroic with nothing to fear is not the opponent you want to be against.
Back to B for NaVi, grouping late. Heroic is still strong here, and worth noting how much utility they've held onto it to the sub-minute mark as well. They got a molly, they got a couple of smokes. They can stall NaVi's attack at the right time. Don't get jumpy now. Tess's literally is trying to get that spot and find info. He has to put the smoke down as NaVi line up their own exec. It's delayed. Bit making moves on long. cadiaN's got the spot. 30 seconds now. We know NaVi like these late rounds, but they've let them down today.
Re-smoking at Monster, but it might never come to matter if Perfecto can get this ball rolling. Big multi-kill to open, takes it one step further. Might add a couple of shortcomings here, but Perfecto more than makes up for it. He is the catalyst to the one round that NaVi find on the tee off.
And you said they needed him more than ever, right? Mr. Consistent inside of this team. And Perfecto puts on a show on the B bomb site. What a dangerous call for NaVi to make. They've still got the balls into overtime right now, popping through the monster smoke when they're cut off. When their lurkers found nothing. It's a danger play. That's NaVi's middle name. Trying to seek their fortune now on a CT side comeback. Vin's got the orb. And remember this T side, it was slow, it was painful, but it was efficient for Heroic in that first half.
Yeah, Heroic and Masters are really not giving a hell of a lot away in the early round, right? You never know where they're going till they're already there, knocking on your door. This one is no exception. Constantly keeping NaVi on the edge of their seats. Bit is even starting to get paranoid about the toilets. I think that speaks volumes, right? Doesn't know these timings that Heroic may or may not have found with mid conceded. Bit is in a bad way out on an island at long, and that's a tantalizing prospect for Heroic. That is the opener in what could be the round that sends them to map point here. Flash over at long. Electronic, he's got a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. Is he going to crumble under the pressure around the corner? Finds the first, and that's enough to put the fear in Heroic. They keep it mobile as ever, moving down the connector, looking for the last-minute B play. They explode out onto short here, so it's a real test of MPL and Simple.
Oh, again, they're going monster, but look at the molly. It's perfectly timed, and they line up, but he's not good for 2. Perfecto taking space back in the bomb site. Simple has the line. He will hit his shot. He will do right by NaVi in this round, but he needs more, and Simple's good for 2. Only cadiaN, a clutch too far, and NaVi level the playing field again. 17 apiece. And no certainty in the first map of this series.
Beautifully done from NaVi, right? There were times in that first half where their understanding of how mobile Heroic like to be actually betrayed them, but here, all their fears were well found. They go into this 4v5, they lose Bit in a very awkward fight over at long, and they still emerge as victors at the end. So much done, even by Electronic, to get that kill at long, to get that trade and call for the rotate down towards B.
Okay.
But he gets bullied to open up this next round. Brought down low by the nades from Heroic.
And what are they going to do? They're going to go back for more, aren't they? They're going to go pick up some util in the T-spawn, stall this out, make that overtime efficient as ever. The max money gives Heroic options that they will utilize. Electronics even taking that orb. Not normally an AWPer, I've heard. But Simple can do it no matter what you give him. Does this hold him back, however? This late in the game. First to find 2 in a row. Looking for a B pop, but you'll notice no one's really poised for this. Heroic still have a man in con and out mid. They want a reaction from NaVi. They want a flank. And if they're given the option, they will take that exit route. Follow the emergency light back up to that top site. Bomb outside Monster with 40 seconds. Simple desperately trying to get that information. Currently unsure, uncertain, but they hear the steps. That molly calls it off. Heroic are in trouble.
And NaVi have been doing a great job of holding on to this util to try and thwart the plans of Heroic. While it slowed them down, it doesn't stop the hit entirely. So now Heroic look to move in. jabbi leads the charge, goes 1-for-1 in the opener. Brings us back into an even keel, but Simple holds the line. 10 seconds. Time is a problem for Heroic. Time's running out. They move in with the bomb, but Perfecto gets his revenge.
No way! It doesn't even matter. They kill their teammate. Simple just styling, and NaVi are laughing. They steal it away.
And after Perfecto has that 1v1 get away from him down in B, running out of time to plant, he feels great that he returns to sender there to find map point for NaVi.
What disrespect from Simple. No ammo, misses the jump twice, just stands there with his knife out, knowing just more of a distraction than anything. And hell, that nade was worth it. It was worth the chance to stop that bomb again, but it never made it back in. Heroic have already brought themselves back from the brink of defeat once. Can they keep it coming?
Yeah, you're asking a lot there, right? Each time you climb this mountain, it gets more tiresome, it gets harder. The uphill journey never ends for Heroic. NaVi trying his hand at some smoke spam, hoping that that can be the kill. A bit of RNG going his way. Heroic now look to join him. And I think, you know, where NaVi have succeeded is in holding this util and disrupting these late takes. I think Heroic are looking to move a bit faster now as a result. Smoke dissipates at Monster. They're going to go take short. They're looking for this B hit.
Back to the Wolf Pack. The Brotherhood side by side. Just 5 guys looking for a good time out this B site. It's a great flash, but that molly, it lands perfectly. Still Stown gets an entry. Heroic can afford to wait it out. They've got a boost employed. NaVi down a man, but not out of the round.
NaVi are collapsing down towards B right now. Bits taking up reins of the connector, but jabbi on the boost provides. This B hold is melted, and double OT awaits as Bit is finished off. Heroic still have it in them. More to show. More to give. And they face their demons head on. This B site, they've had a love-hate relationship with it throughout the game. And right at closing time, they push those doors open. They battle back in.
No reservation needed. This is their house. And the second comeback against map point for Heroic. First 3 in a row. Now they do it in OT and we reset. And NaVi regrets. B has without a doubt been the focal point of this game. So many rounds ending in this lower site, at least attempting to. Heroic want to do it again, but they want to do it a little bit quicker, a little bit faster. And NaVi don't know they're right around the corner. An entry, that's all it needs to beckon them in. 30 kills on jabbi, but he falls first, and Bit tries to survive, but the hammer comes down, and Perfecto stabs the back. NaVi attack on all fronts here, and Heroic are trying to dig themselves out of this hole.
Just sjuush left standing in a round dominated by NaVi. Bomb away from him, and a 1v4 to embark upon. He tenuously knows the ground that NaVi have, but that does not make this task any easier. Hoping that someone is overconfident, someone is overplaying their hand, given the advantage that NaVi hold. But they are not budging, they are not feeding him, and they're not going to make life easy for the man in this clutch. That was probably the only chance he'll get at a fight on his terms here. And sjuush knows it. Trying to come up the connector. Bit holds on to the top. He's not even attempting this one anymore. NaVi, great return to form into this second overtime. It's what was demanded of them. And while this game kind of started off feeling a bit like a chess match, right? Everyone cautiously moving their pieces about the board, very respectful of the opponent, understanding of the situation and trying to play with all the info. Over time, it's moved away from that. The gloves are off now. It's bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, there will be bloody faces, broken noses, and only one winner. Still insecure in this first map of the series, in Heroic's pick, with Ancient and Inferno to follow. Another mid-take for both sides. Bit, was he seen there? He could have been there. Well, flashes over the top, but he gets in a very precarious position, and he rains down death for 2 headshots off of a spray. I don't know how this guy always does it. Makes it look easy, and opens up another opportunity for NaVi to start strong at the start of overtime.
Every bone in your body, if your NaVi is telling you, look, if we can make this a flawless CT side, that is the recipe. That is the way to succeed here. It's a tall task, but they're looking up for the job. Heroic have got this B play left in the tank. And this little rotate out of NaVi, this gut feeling that's called them up into the A site is going to leave them high and dry. MPL on the jiggle, feeds cadiaN a kill with that AWP.
But again, Heroic don't know how easy it is. I can't blame them. They're given a free bomb site, but they're so cautious, so precarious. They finally get into position. Still must clear that pit. No guarantees here, and they will do so, allowing the bomb to go down. NaVi in a predicament. They have to go for this one. Heroic are given ample time to get set back up. Close position for jabbi and trade potential for Heroic.
Moving in as a pack of NaVi, but they won't get past jabbi, not cleanly. Him and sjuush set up to deal with this. It's left on a simple with the AWP. He sees this man, he knows he's here, but drawn in, he takes the bait, and that's when cadiaN snaps him up. Heroic respond, a man down since that round started. NaVi can't do right by Bit's double opener. And Heroic, you can just never write them off.
Yeah, that stress is setting in right now for NaVi as well. You see Simple getting frustrated. They had that round, poised by Bit, a 4v3 in the B bomb site. They give it up in its entirety with no info on A, with no contact made. NaVi make a wrong gamble, and Heroic exploit them. Great searching for cadiaN. He needed that opening kill. Been quiet doing so in this game, but still has made some fantastic calls on these T sides. Heroic go back for more. Stown reactivated, re-energized in this map. Looks for another B pick, given up after the smoke. Let jabbi have a go. He's on 31. Stars are certainly shining bright for Heroic.
Oh, jabbi.
Wow.
Electronic gets out with 1 HP. 1 HP the difference.
Get an 8
about that being a feel-good moment for Heroic. One where NaVi strengthened their position down in the B hole. Now he's very wounded, nearly mortally wounded is Electronic, but even this presence, an uneven fight could have sent Heroic elsewhere. sjuush lobs in a bit of util over towards A, but he's come back down for the B hit. Good timing. Good man to put up here as well. Electronic, 1 shot away from death, so try to get as much out of it as you can before he goes. cadiaN flying high, but not in the way he wanted. Tessez trying to make up for this. Here's the flank from Bit getting activated. Down through the connector, he won't have an angle. Heroic have rerouted, they join up on the monster side. Simple's the next man to get tested, but here's Bit out through the connector, and like a speed demon makes it happen for NaVi.
Don't celebrate yet, folks. Hold your horses. But again, NaVi holds strong. 2 to start another overtime. But they've got to close, and that's been the biggest problem right now. Heroic will not go down without a fight. Very nice hold for NaVi, sending cadiaN flying. But still, there is more work to do yet. That's ridiculous. But no laughing matter for Heroic. Game faces. And opportunities wasted, more so for NaVi in this game. You can't possibly give them another map point that they can't close. They've had 2 already. 4 if you count, you know, all the ones in regulation.
Yeah. You know, I mean, we had like James talking to Blade before this game, and you know, Blade questioning, are Heroic a consistent team? But I think they've been on this upward trend for a while, and they feel very consistent in what they're able to bring, the resilience that they're able to show. And so, you know, now we're getting that age-old question, what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object here?
Love that. Both eternally stuck in motion. Stand still for NaVi on the T side. MPL holds back in con. They go again to that lower site. Not seen any snakes up toilet, and he walks into A, and we won't for a while. cadiaN Dexter first. The re-swing from jabbi is the last thing NaVi are ready for. They try and hunt this kill down, but their opportunity already gone. Heroic force fight and then slink back. Back for more, perhaps. Stound's going up on another boost, jumping with a flash. It is beautiful. Bit dead as well. Heroic will not run out of ideas, not run out of plays. And why not do it again? Why not insult NaVi with another? Oh, that's why.
Simple. Ready for the boost up. And this is the moment where Heroic go, okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. 4v2 feels a damn sight scarier than 5v2, especially when it's simple to open it up so cleanly. But with Tessez up close, he should safeguard this round, and that's exactly what he's going to do. We're back to a level playing field. The battle continues raging on deep into the overtimes now. And at 20 all, still not a clear victor in sight. But Heroic are the ones at least on the back 9, right? They've got this more comfortable CT side to hinge upon. NaVi have struggled breaking through on the T-halves, especially as we've raged into OT. And it's also NaVi who have always been the ones on the cusp of winning this game. Heroic are the ones performing the comeback.
They just
got to question, how long does that keep up?
Eventually the tides will change, right? Eventually it'll be Heroic in that position. And after this many times of fighting for the back foot, I'm sure Heroic are ready to close. They've got to get that match point, or map point first, though. It would be it. An opportunity again. Tessez with jump spots. He's had a phenomenal map, has this guy. Going to give it up after getting info. Sees a lot of NaVi players. We talked about how we haven't seen toilet takes, not really seen these A plays. NaVi have numbers on long. They've amassed on this T side. But Heroic aren't biting it or buying it yet. They don't bite. sjuush still in. Connector side can flank quickly, forcing NaVi to go to CT plant if they get this bomb down. They don't know that yet, though. They've got to get through Stound. He is very close, and Simple's picked him on the jump across. Okay, this could get weird now. Tessez is really in hot water here, getting split up through short, also has the sight to worry about, and so he'll get knocked out. Electronic, tired of waiting around and playing on Heroic's terms, takes space. Goes for the throw. They're holding for this flank, and even though the shot misses, the info that matters, Perfecto trades, and jabbi 1v3. This guy's been having a great match, a great event, but expecting so much of him here, and on the smoke fade, contact made, they swing him together. Electronic puts up the kills to put NaVi back on the map and at the forefront of this game. And Blade just wishes he could pause at this point, calm them down, reset those heart rates, and get ready to end this map. This would set NaVi up for a 2-0 going into their pick. They've had their chances, they've had their opportunities, and they have eluded them at every single step. This cannot continue. NaVi must close. Yeah, this is what, their 5th opportunity to do so. If not now, maybe not never. And NaVi know that. Heroic once again fighting from the back foot, but there's something that changes in the mind of this team. They try to make more plays. They feel like, well, may as well leave nothing unsaid then. If it's do or die.
They'd rather be doing the do.
Got this double long setup. cadiaN, first time he's orbed here all half. All game. NaVi don't care though, they go back to basics, back to B.
Oh,
Perfecto doesn't click, he doesn't see the feet, and jabbi takes two with a final bullet. Heroic hold on again, silencing this stage, and the doubters every step of the way. They want to do it cleanly, and there is nothing stopping them now. Simple takes a shot, but this is too far gone, even for number one in the game.
Yeah, this is wishful thinking, dropping down. sjuush silences not just Simple, but everyone here as it's run back into another overtime. Heroic do not know when to quit. NaVi can get to map point, but Heroic will not let them win this map.
This must feel devastating for NaVi. For Heroic, they're just hanging on the high of saving their lifeline every single time. They haven't had the devastation of dropping these points, and that does accumulate, Harry. That does amass. That will be in NaVi's mental right now. Why can't we end this? Heroic are just happy to be here, man. And now they're going to continue to make plays. It's what Heroic are known for. It's what they've done all damn day. Moving up long. Simple waits. Tesses has a lot of responsibility, and he hears every footstep passing him. They're behind him as well. Simple just sneaks in, and Tesses takes two. Electronic made it past, and Heroic cannot get comfortable yet.
Oh, cadiaN pushing down through long is rewarded for his troubles. The bomb all the way down at the top of connector. MPL going back to get it as Perfecto calls across. I'm in B. But is the safety just an illusion?
He's taken just such a powerful position. He's gone so wide. He knows even if there is a jiggle player, you know, if there's a player, graffiti player watching out, they won't see me. They can't deal with me. Me being here allows my teammate to come through. We'll deal with the fight when we get it. The jumps for sjuush are nothing. It's info for Perfecto that counts, and he closes the gap, closes the distance, and tries to end the round. That's the kill that might have done it. 2v2 now. NaVi need to pick their post plants.
Perfecto holding the short swing and making it all happen for NaVi. jabbi goes swinging, and the two Titans clash. jabbi closes that out. It's MPL left to get past. One man alone to do it for NaVi. And you've got to praise MPL when they give him these 1v1s. He's been good in them.
Yeah, he's been holding down the line, picked up that massive 1v3 regulation to break Heroic's money.
And considering the pressure that this youngster's under, the eyes that are on him, he does well to hold his own in moments like that. It's not like you're up against someone who's having a slow roll, a rough go at it. That's jabbi in his prime, in his element, and you just shut him out.
Yeah, and you look at those two additions, right? The rise of jabbi, the rise of Heroic has been much clearer than the tumultuous times of NaVi cycling, trying to fill the hole that Boomich left. Subbed Young for 6 months. And now this youngster as well. NaVi employ everything they've got. A B pop out into the monster. That's a flash, a team flash that pushes sjuush back, but he buys his time and strikes right with 2 more. He's put NaVi in the bin. There's a response at least on the lurk, and it does mean NaVi are not forced to commit, but Tesses makes plays.
Yeah, even just having the position at bottom of the ladder is huge, right? You don't have to commit to this flank. You don't have to keep going. You'll hear little tidbits of info. That's what you're telling yourself here.
They're trying to hunt him down. This is going to waste so much time. He's so deep, he doesn't need to move. I don't think NaVi can even clear this unless they see him fighting, and they know that as well. Grouped up to trade. But they've got a further goal in mind, and it is that A site. Well, maybe it's not.
Yeah, that's how it's looking, but I think that's how they want it to look, right? And if we're falling for it, then Heroic certainly will. Tesses now getting activated on the wraparound, and they can hear this. They know that they were getting flanked, that this composition was corrupted. Right now, the path is open for this B play. Just one man here for Heroic. NaVi taking all the time in the world.
Surely they're realizing now the smoke's faded. Stavn never pushed through. He doesn't see a single thing in the sight. It's all up to this deep position. Low health, but the Orb doesn't care. Simple needs a shot and he won't even check it. There's the trade. Bit now needs a clutch where every player of NaVi stepped up. This guy's recovered in this map and he must go on with clinical headshots. It's what he's known for, but turned the wrong way. Tesses shakes up around for Heroic. 22 apiece.
This is just madness. Like, let's all take a bit of time to appreciate just how deep in we are and how both teams are still at 100%. This is the Counter-Strike that exhausts you.
How do you play 2 more maps potentially after this? That's what I wonder. When a BO3 starts like this, NaVi, the T-side woes continue. They look for 2 at the end of the half.
Still the believer in the 2 on the T side would be enough for NaVi. This has been where they keep falling down in the overtimes. This is where they need that extra 50%, but where's it gonna come from? Who's it gonna come from? You're not short of players on Heroic right now that are stepping up and filling holes.
Oh my goodness.
Electronic.
That's ballsy.
Man with a plan hides in this smoke and hopes that this can be the way in for NaVi. It's a risky play.
He didn't see them.
He's made it past. Right in behind them now. That info goes both ways. It's a little weird, but his teammates made contact with the monster push. Electronic tries to keep him tame. They can only go 1 for 1.
Look at the control Heroic have. This deep smoke again they've been throwing from spawn just locks them out completely. If sjuush leaves now, it's a nightmare for NaVi, an opportunity wasted. Simple has a gap he can see through. sjuush flashes to try and find an escape route, and he gets there perfectly. Yeah, what a play.
Dude, such great awareness on sjuush. Fully cognizant of him being here alone can end up being more of a problem in the long run, and so he just serves to be a nuisance, to waste time. NaVi spends so much time waiting for that chance to find him, that now all they're left with is a B play.
Heroic still split 2-2. Bit's going to try and get an opening kill. He fails. cadiaN can drop in now soon, and they're going to know. 15 seconds, the flash comes over. It's dodged by sjuush. He sees it coming. He stops one. Simple again, but the nade may be too great. 2 health, and no time, no chance. Heroic will run him down and try and kill him after the clock. Insult for injury. They end it with another favored lead. Heroic still yet to have a map point. They are poised, they are ready. And this might be it.
Yeah, that's perhaps the wildest part. It's like, as competitive as this been, you're dead on. Heroic haven't been the ones on the finish line yet. And there is that part of you that wonders, well, if that changes, if Heroic are the guys who are 1 round away from winning this, is that where the breakthrough happens? Because thus far, they've been playing second fiddle to NaVi throughout this entire thing, keeping the game lurching forward, but never in the position to close.
Double Orb now as well, pulling out all the stops. Bit on long with his. Simple aggressively towards B, but there's no one here for Heroic. Tess says, well, he might be going into the danger zone, dropping on your nades. He'll take them back. Don't want to forget your guns down. Leave that for later. Cycling it all to the man at the back of the pack. Stavn will go on a hero's journey, but Bit waits, bides his time.
Right, yeah, be lurking his whole thing, and that's why gets the opener, tries to continue pressing the advantage, but Stavn returns it to Heroic.
Look at him go.
That only adds a bit of questioning to the mix. Simple in a rough way, tries to get out, but can't survive long enough. Bombs now rotating down towards B for Heroic, but they've still got time to play with here. Nothing's ever certain when it's this team that you're up against. NaVi scramble bodies down into the B site. They've got to. They've got no other choice here.
Pick a side and die on that hill. Perfecto doesn't like the odds. He doesn't fancy his chances. 25 and going silent for Heroic has set them up for success. They can creep in. Mid-side smoke for cadiaN will allow a bomb plant, but he might want sjuush's cover towards the pit. That plant needs to come through soon. There's a nade at least, but Bit making a move with the orb. He can get swung here. This is high risk. Repositioning as cadiaN goes back to the monster. Bit misses his chance, and that might be the one chance NaVi had in this round.
You know, these aren't your super tenured guys. This isn't simple and electronic left in the clutch.
So many flashes.
Perfecto, he's been on a path of recovery here. But sjuush flashed through, making plays in the 2v2 is not what NaVi are expecting. And Perfecto now having to come to terms with it. It's washing over him. He knows that Heroic are about to move on a map point. As sjuush robs that round from NaVi, teed up with flashbangs from his captain.
He threw 3, Harry. He threw 3 flashes over the top there, and it's on the 3rd. sjuush goes through the smoke and executes Bit in the bomb site. That's such a sick play for Heroic. They're so tricky. They're so annoying. And NaVi cannot get comfortable.
This is the moment that Heroic have been waiting for. This is them with the chance to close now.
2 chances. Surely enough.
And while we've seen resilience from Heroic, it's NaVi who have squandered leads. Now that task is flipped their way, and are they up for it? The boost nets the first kill. Heroic didn't need much to be in pole position, and now here they are.
And the best part about that, they don't need to jump the gun. They don't need to rush this B bomb site. They can still abuse this utility left in spawn. They can still dot every I, cross every T, check every corner, and jabbi will do so walking forward. sjuush holds for aggressive moves. He's got another kill, and this is it on a plate for Heroic.
sjuush silences all of NaVi with that play out through short. Heroic in 3 overtimes. They rise to the occasion. Resilience throughout. A tremendous face shown by the Heroic squad to make this the map that it was. And now NaVi left to stew in it, left to think of what could have been.